So are you an agent that's new or already in the weeds, hustling, trying to put deals together and grow your business? Well, that's awesome, but what about actually growing your wealth? Have you thought about that? Think about it. As realtors, we're not like your average W-2 employee, right? We make our commissions like their salaries, but they've got other wealth generating tools like 401ks, right? Whereas we don't really get that. So how do realtors take earning large commission checks and closing large deals and growing their businesses and translate that to actually growing their wealth? What's going on, guys? My name's Lior and I'm a team leader with Compass out of Boston. And I wanted to make this video for you guys because I wanted to talk about not only what it's like to grow a successful business on the channel, but also what it's like to grow your wealth as a realtor, right? As I said, I mean, we hustle so hard. We spend weekends, evenings, pounding the phone, we're there for our clients, but we're not always actively thinking about our own wealth, right? Yes, commission checks are great. Yes, large ones are fantastic. And yes, having a business is great. But how do we grow? How do we prepare for our retirement? How do we prepare for wealth for ourselves, for our families, for our kids, our grandkids, right? These are all concepts that are crucial, right? Because we work with this hard and we want to translate it in multiple avenues. So I'm going to make this video for you guys so you guys can get your heads spinning about ideas of what you can do to actually grow your wealth so that you can retire if you want to and have a real legacy. To grow that, let's actually talk about what it means to grow your wealth, right? So I think there's two things that are involved in wealth. There's creation of, value, right? Like the stock market, right? You can invest in a company or in a stock, maybe $30 a share, and maybe in 2 years it's worth $50 a share, right? So you actually increase the worth of your investment. The other component to it is not only the actual value creation, but what about income creation, right? Kind of like a stock dividend, if you will, right? So you want that value creation, but you also want some sort of income creation, right? Because as realtors, yes, again, making commission checks is fantastic, but what if we can generate income from additional sources, right? From outside our daily commission check grind, so that let's say we wanted to hang up the cleats next year, tomorrow, in 10 years, we have other income coming in as well that can continue to support us and our families. And if you haven't guessed to this point, I think the best tool for hitting both of these goals, right? The value creation as well as the income creation is going to be real estate investing, especially for realtors. So let's actually talk about how realtors can take advantage of being a realtor, being in the real estate business, having all this knowledge, having all these contacts to actually translate and execute to buy real estate, to create that wealth and create additional income sources. So let's start with path number one, which would be for a realtor to just use the traditional method of using their commission checks as cash to go put down and buy investment property. So in this example, all you're gonna do is, like I said, you're gonna save your commission checks up to a certain amount of dollars, and you're gonna take that and use that as a 25% down payment to buy an investment property. Or if you're going to say house hack, maybe you're going to actually live in the property. You can obviously use, you can use FHA loans, but you guys are realtors, so you know about all the loans. Now, the advantage you have is, you already know the market, right? So you already know the market. You know what the good areas are. You know what the rents are. You know what you need to do to achieve those rents. You already have all that local knowledge. Not only that, but you already have contacts with other realtors. So maybe you can find some off-market listings, whether they're completely off-market, maybe they're coming soon listings, and you can take advantage and maybe avoid some competition. The other thing too is you already have the resources, right? You already have lenders, you already have the attorney, you already should have the contractors, right? Because I'm sure clients ask you for contract referrals all the time, whether it's GCs, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, whatever, right? I'm sure you've referred some sort of contractor to a client before. So you already have all those contacts in place. So you already have all the pieces you need besides literally just executing and taking that 25% down payment and putting it down and closing on a building. You already have everything in place. Now, the second the second way you can get invested in real estate, maybe you don't want to put all your, you don't want to save 25% down. Maybe you live in a super expensive market like I do in Boston. right? And to even buy a 3-family here, I mean, you got to drop $1 million, which means, you need about $250,000 saved up as a down payment. So if that's not realistic, that's okay. But there's still another avenue, and that's actually partnering with investors and developers, right? Because remember, you're the realtor, you're the boots on the ground. So you probably know about some of the new deals that are maybe coming up, maybe are being shopped off market, right? Whether that's an existing multifamily building, or maybe it's a development project, right? Where someone can go in and build 30 units that can be rented as apartments, right? So what you can do, instead of just acting as a traditional broker, where let's say you know a developer or you know an investor that will take down that building and making your commission check that way, instead, what if you try to negotiate a partnership, right? Maybe you take a split of equity. It could be small, it could be large, depending on the deal, depending on your negotiation with a developer or investor. But instead of taking a commission check, you take a split of the equity. And that way you can capitalize on the upside. You can capitalize on some of the income distributions, right? Let's say it's an apartment building and they distribute money, they distribute cash flow every month. You can take a cut of that. And again, that doesn't cost you any money. You're just not taking your typical commission check. So you can get creative because again, you are on the ground. You have the contacts. You know what people can do. You know the people that can do it. So I've done that as well myself on some of my early deals, right? I actually brought a deal to a developer and said, hey, I don't want a commission check. I want a partner in this deal. I want to be an equity partner and I want to learn how to do it and I want some of the upside as well. And again, if you can do that, if you can bring good deals, you should be able to negotiate that. So regardless of whether you choose path A or path B, right, whether you save your own down payment and go buy your own building, or maybe you partner up with a developer or a local investor, there are multiple avenues for you to get invested in real estate and be able to create, again, those two means of the value creation, as well as creating an additional income source that, again, can supplement your income as you continue to grow. So guys, hopefully that makes sense, and please take advice because again, you don't want to be that realtor that's going to continue to chase commission checks forever, right? You want to figure out a way to grow your wealth with having multiple ways of growing it, right? Through the values, through different incomes, not only be always hustle on the ground kind of agent. It's not a bad thing, but eventually you will want to retire, you will want to take days off, and you want other ways to be able to complement you on your financial journey. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If you have any questions, shoot them below.